I am the ocarina boy. I've played the ocarina for over 12 years and have a total of 16 years of experience playing music. But what if I don't just want to be the ocarina boy? I've had this ukulele since 2018. 5 years later, I have spent 0 hours learning how to play it. Maybe I should fix that. The plan is simple. Using Hal Leonard ukulele method books by Midwestern ukulele legend Lil Rev, I'll see how good I can get at the ukulele with 7 days of 30 minutes of practice. Learning instruments is hard, but you'd be surprised at the progress you can make with just a bit of consistent practice. Let's begin. In 2018, when I was an undergrad, I had a friend who lived in Hawaii, and one time during summer break, I was like, I'll pay you if you get me a ukulele. So he did, I paid him, and this is that ukulele. Unfortunately, I have basically never touched it since then. I was like, it would be really fun to learn how to play ukulele, and then I just didn't learn how to play ukulele despite spending like $350 on this one right here. So let's fix that. So one thing that is actually pretty nice that I'm noticing with this method book is that it's interspersing some music theory lessons like what's a pickup note, what's a dotted note, and guess what? I know these things already, so I don't really need to spend that much time focusing on them. I'll play through the example music sections as just music practice, but transferable skills. My music theory knowledge from I don't know how many years of music, like 16 years of music, that transfers. Hooray! Yes, okay. That was a little rough. I kept overthinking the next note with like my fingerings, so I'm gonna try to get that until I'm not overthinking it. So day one of practicing the ukulele, this is a like 49-page method book and I got to page 19. That's not to say that I'm rushing through the exercises. I'm actually like playing everything like 2 or 3 times, if not more than that. My goal is not necessarily to play every single thing such that I cannot make a mistake. I'm in the learning phases. I'm going to make mistakes no matter what. My goal right now is to get to the point where like I can play things relatively fluidly, and if I make a mistake, I can either go back and quickly fix it, or just keep playing and then note it and fix it the next time. We made it to chords! Okay, so here's C. And then here is G7. And then here is F. Hooray! So something that is very foreign to me that does not transfer at all from ocarina is like strumming techniques. And even though I did take guitar for a semester in undergrad, it's all very foreign. I forgot most of it. So the book is talking about using finger and thumb strumming. So on the downs, use your finger, and on the ups, use your thumb. Like... And then, what's that next chord? Oh gosh. Definitely not perfect. It's something that I'll have to keep improving upon. Working more on chords, there's a song, Boil 'em Cabbage Down, a bluegrass song incorporating numerous chords. Whoa, not bad, not great, but not bad either. We're back, it's day 3, and I'm actually gonna tune my ukulele this morning. The C is in tune, but the E is a bit flat, so ba, ba. So I just gotta sharpen it a little bit. That should be, oh, that was the opposite direction. Okay, that sounds pretty close to my piano. Okay, that is a significant improvement over yesterday. Nice. So I think my goal by the end of the week is to play at least like the most basic chords from the first method book fluently. Not necessarily like perfectly, but I just want to be able to play them like without thinking about them. Like if I see a tab, I want to be able to just like jump to that tab and not worry about how I move my fingers. So working more on the F chords and playing things in the F major scale. So that's just the key signature with B flat, no other accidentals or not accidentals, just the single B flat in the key signature. So one of the songs here is Skip to My Lou. So it's having chords and notes. So not great, but I did it with very few mistakes, just a little bit of thinking involved. And I'm not gonna get to that point of like automatically being able to play chords quickly and easily until I get through the section where I'm thinking. Music takes time to learn. Music is hard. That said, I really am noticing a lot of progress at just 30 minutes a day on day 3 with the ukulele. In fact, I'm almost done with my method book. I need to order the second method book today or else I'll run out of material. Oh gosh, golly gee willikers. Okay, so the last new technique that we're going over, because I have 2 minutes left on my 30-minute timer, is playing in tremolo. It says, spread your fingers, put the tip of your index finger over the 10th fret, and then using the pads of your fingertips, rub all 4 strings rapidly yet gently in a continuous, even up and down motion. So like, don't judge yourself based off of the first time you try a technique. 99% of people, when the first time they try something like this, which does take practice to do well, they're not going to get it right away. So don't hold yourself to the standard of somebody who has done something for years or decades when you're starting something out. Oops, it's been over a week since my last practice session. First, one of my very good friends, Big Rig Creates, came from Wisconsin to California so that he could exhibit at the event called Open Sauce, hosted by William Osman and various other creative, engineering-oriented YouTubers. Big Rig and I collaborated on the 3D printed ocarina video from like 2 years ago. I didn't make time for my ukulele practice for the last week and a half, but we're back now. I said, how good can I get in 7 days, not in 1 week? So we're just day 4, a week and a half later. So reviewing what we did last time, we ended off on playing tremolo, which I'm actually kind of understanding now. So I'm getting a lot more confident and competent about forming chords with like my fingers, but I'm still struggling with like some chord transitions. Like I can play the G and then a D7. Okay, that's not great, but going back and forth between them, that's tough. We're in the final stretch of the method book. We have literally 2 pages left, but it's introducing another chord family, the E minor chord. So we got E minor right here. Something that's like a little funky for me is that the ring finger is going above the pinky finger while they're on the same fret, so. And then A minor. And then B7, bum bum bum. The gears are turning, so I'm seeing that the E minor chord is like this shape, with my index finger on fret 2, middle on fret 3, and then ring and pinky fingers on fret 4. So I look at the B7 chord and I keep my ring finger where it is and just move up my middle finger and index finger so I can go from that to relatively quickly. Obviously, I just learned these chords 4 minutes ago, but the fact that I'm noticing these things and already figuring out like how to optimally get between them, this is what I need to be working on. But on that note, if you already play an instrument and already have some musical knowledge, identify the things that are completely 100% transferable, like your brain and rhythm, or being able to read music, stuff like that, or sort of being able to pick out a tune by knowing scales, chords, etc. And then focus your practice on the stuff that you don't have a necessary background in. Like, I don't play string instruments, therefore playing chords, that's the most important skill for me to work on. I got 1 minute left in my practice timer, but more chords. We have D minor and A7. Also, another thing that I'm trying to implement in this whole ukulele practice is that I'm being fairly strict about actually only practicing for 30 minutes because a lot of people, when they start doing something, they get really into it, they spend a ton of time on it, and if you're really passionate about something, yes, you can spend hours and hours practicing, learning, working, etc., but that's generally not sustainable in the long run. So even though like I'm really enjoying this ukulele practice and want to go longer than 30 minutes, the thing is I want to like actually continue being able to practice this instrument and enjoy it. So if I set a strict boundary on that practice, that A, incentivizes me to do more within my practice session and be more intentional about it, and B, be sustainable. Something that I've realized that's been really useful to improve my playing when not playing, not practicing, no ukulele in sight, is to literally just actively recall what I've been practicing over the last few days. So for example, yesterday I learned like the A7 chord, the D minor chord, and some other chords. And literally just thinking about, oh, what were the finger placements for those chords? What frets do I cover? What fingers do I use? Whatever. Just thinking about that has like made me so much more confident and competent playing these chords now. So if you're learning anything, something really useful that you can take advantage of is active recall, which is literally just remembering, thinking about how to do the things when you're not doing the thing. So even though I might be sitting down for 7 30-minute practice sessions over the course of this video, I've actually been mentally practicing a lot more than that, which is really cool. If you're learning an instrument or anything, active recall is one of the best memory techniques. So I've technically played through everything in the method book, the first method book, so hooray! The very last page is a chord chart. I have no idea how useful any of these chords are. D. Oh, I see how this works. So for the D chord, you take the C and just move it up 2 frets and with your finger to basically raise the pitch of the entire ukulele and then just cover 1. So you could just do that for like anything if you really want to. So because if you cover 1 fret with your whole finger, like if I cover the first fret with my entire finger, that raises everything by a half step. So instead of going for like the regular 4 notes, it would be. So it stands to reason that if I want to play like a C sharp major chord, something like that, I cover the first fret and then cover the 3rd fret with a finger. Obviously, that's not the most efficient way. This is just something I had a brain blast of memory from when I took guitar for a semester. Whoa. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm starting to get a little bit of a callus on my pointer finger from the fretting. That's a good sign. Practice hurts a little bit, so it's probably good that I had a break in my practice sessions and a shorter one, but hooray! My body is adapting to the ukulele. It's day 6. I finished the main materials of the first method book. So today, I think we're just gonna go through a lot of the songs in the first method book, try to play them more fluidly, as well as rehearse a lot of chords. Speaking of playing some chords fluidly, gears are turning. Yay! So those chords were C, A minor, F, and G7, and back to C. So I was just going through the old pages of the method book, and with a bit more knowledge, a bit more practice, I was able to put together, oh, all of these chords, they have very similar, like, finger and hand positions. In any case, today's practice has been almost entirely, like, experimentation. Practicing things I've done before, trying to do them more smoothly, and indeed, I have. Like Scarborough Fair, the last song, I can play the chords quite smoothly. Not perfect, but a lot smoother than the first time I played it through. So we're growing, we're getting better. It's day 7 and we're starting book 2 right here of the Hal Leonard Method Book series by Lil Rev. Mainly today's goal is to just see if I'm ready for book 2. If not, we're gonna go back and review book 1 in future practice sessions. But I'm really amazed by how far I've come in a week. And speaking of things I'm amazed by, you should like, comment, and subscribe. That would really amaze me. But actually, this shirt that I'm wearing, I have not fit into since like summer of 2020. I've been losing a ton of weight. I've been getting in better shape lately. And I'm finally fitting into my clothes from like college. So heck yeah. If you haven't noticed, I've been getting slimmer video by video by video over the course of the last 6 or 7 months of the channel. So if you haven't noticed the change, maybe you should watch every single video I've uploaded for the past 7 months and see the gradual change in my physique. But anyways, ukulele time. Hooray! I had to slow down a little bit just to like double check that my fingerings were correct, but nice. So another thing that they're doing is playing higher notes. So Pachelbel's canon right here, which is like... like that. So far, so good. The first page, not too intimidated yet. So we're learning some fun chord progressions in the key of D, like... I just had a brain blast. I'm reading music for one of the songs just to pick out notes, and I was not looking at my left hand at all, and I was playing it correctly. God, I'm getting performance anxiety now, but like... That was not perfect by any means, but I did not look at my left hand. The only time I did was like, wait, I'm using the right finger, but it's not on the right note. But other than correcting a hand placement error, I'm actually getting like intuitively aware of what note is what on the ukulele. And that's with 4 minutes left of day 7, so hooray! I guess the final song we'll be picking through is Camptown Races, the doodah song, so... So it doesn't feel like I've gotten like amazingly better, but if you compare like my day 1 absolute ineptitude to like today actually starting to be able to play notes without looking at the frets on the ukulele and like play some chords like... like something like that, it is night and day, and that's only from 7 days of practice, approximately 30 minutes each. One day was short, but just look at what 7 relatively inconsistent days of practice can do for getting you from 0 on an instrument to like somewhere with an instrument. I'm not good yet, but I'm a lot better than I was 2.5 weeks ago on day 1. Hooray! So after this 7-day experience, here are a few takeaways. First, try to be conscious of your transferable knowledge. All music knowledge is transferable from one instrument to another in some way. Reading music and other music theory works for all instruments, so that makes your life easier every time you're trying to learn another one. So if you're consciously aware of what you can transfer, you now know what you don't know and what you should focus your practice on. So for me, the ocarina boy, when learning ukulele, I realized that string instrument specific skills are what's most important for me to focus on during practice. Stuff like strumming, building chords, basically anything that's unique to the ukulele or other string instruments. So if you play a string instrument and want to learn the ocarina, you may be very competent at like reading music or like playing notes or rhythms or whatever, but you might need to focus on like breath support, consistent airflow, your embouchure with your mouth, stuff like that. Last takeaway, active recall is so powerful. Funnily enough, by having those gaps in my practice, like between days 3 and 4 and days like 5 and 6, just thinking about playing the ukulele, remembering chords, like air fretting with my hands while I'm on a walk, by actively thinking about the things I needed to practice, it made me better at them the next time I practiced them, without actually practicing. The exact phenomenon as it relates to study, skills, etc. is called active recall, and there's a ton of literature backing it. So if you want to learn more, just look up active recall and how you can use it for studying or learning skills. So what are my next steps with the ukulele? I will certainly keep up practicing the ukulele because I am really enjoying learning how to play it. Perhaps I'll be able to play my own backing tracks for some ocarina songs. I intend to practice the ukulele at least 2 or 3 times a week for 20 to 30 minutes per practice session. They don't need to be perfect, scientifically backed practice sessions, but I just want to keep it up. In fact, my next goal for the ukulele will be to use it as my backing track when I play a song in Ocatober. Ocatober is a project done by ocarina ensembles in the United States. Every single day of the month, someone will post an ocarina song, and that includes me. I will certainly not be like a pro level ukulele player in that recording, but I hope to be good enough. So keep an eye out for that in late October. In any case, learning the ukulele has been a very fun experiment for myself. I've had this ukulele since 2018, and I've wanted to learn how to play the ukulele since like 2015. I'm so glad I'm finally getting around to doing it, and I'm really proud of the progress that I've made from just 15 to 30 minutes of practice over 7 days. For another fun little music experiment, watch my video on learning a bamboo flute that I bought in Okinawa. That's from only 1 day of playing around with it, but a lot of the skills that I had from ocarina directly transferred. So thank you to my patrons, especially my $5 tier patron Joshua. You can support me for as little as $1 a month on patreon.com/Andy Cormier. Help fund my content. Otherwise, leave a like, subscribe for more, comment an instrument you've always wanted to learn, and if possible, a practice plan for that instrument. I'll see you next time, and happy tootin' and, I guess, strumming.